I'm in the library now because so today I want to talk about like if you want to become a web developer and then you don't want to spend tons of money on some courses, Free Code Camp is a great place to start with. I'm pretty sure about this, and I think it's because I have my laptop with me now. I think it will be helpful. I go through the Free Code Camp now, like give you a bit more detailed information. And the Free Code Camp, they really have a very intuitive and very good learning curve for the beginners, because they start with a very like a basic one, like responsive web design certification. Nowadays, whenever people talk about web design, web development, by default they talk about responsive, right? So for the modern days, you have your mobile phone, laptop, you have your iPad, you have different type of systems, so you want to make sure it's responsive web design. And start with basic HTML and HTML5, which is very very basic. You just like play around and pretty handy. I mean, like when you open it, and then they have very detailed tell you like what they want you to do, and then what you should do, like, and what kind of output you expect from your code. And when you finish writing the code, and then you type around the test. And also here's a simple one, and let's move it. Basic CSS. Because CSS is like starting your web page, and so it's a very basic one. And about this one, actually applied accessibility, this one, it maybe doesn't make sense to you when you start coding, because it has something to do with other things. But if you have time, you can play around. But if not, you can leave this part for some other time when you really become a developer, when you really care about the accessibility, and then you can always come back again. So don't worry a lot. And they also have some part about CSS flexbox and CSS grid, which are pretty useful to starting your web page. And of course, finally, they provide you with some projects. You can finish all of them and then pass the test and get the certification, and or you can do similar thing like I do. I only pick something like a tribute page, and also build my personal portfolio web page. I didn't finish all of them, and just feel quite similar. So you can do whatever you want, whatever suits yourself. So different people have different study style and habits, whatever you call it. And the second part is about the JavaScript algorithm and data structure, which is pretty important for it's a very very important concepts, basic foundation for anyone who want to do some programming. And and all of this stuff you can I want to make this video a little bit short because it will like take quite long if I talk each one of them. But I want to say like this one is 6. You want to make sure you're very comfortable to use the modern version of JavaScript. And regular express is something like pretty useful, but if you just learn it and you never use it, you feel like a little bit boring, and then you don't know what the hell you learn it at the first place. So you can like play around with a little bit, and then once you start with the real project, and then you come across some situations which really require some very heavy regular expressions, so you can come back again. The basic data structure, which is like you see, it's not because I didn't fit, only keep this for me, and then all of my previous this one is still here. So, and in the old version of FreeCodeCamp, I mean like the one I did maybe 1 year ago, they have basic algorithm scripting and intermediate and also advanced, but now they remove the advanced part, which I find very enjoyable. Anyway, this is the front-end library certification. This one I want to talk a bit more because it's really important. Nowadays, you really want to make sure you're really comfortable with at least one free front-end library, especially React. Because in FreeCodeCamp they only teach you React. There's also another great one similar to React is Vue. So anyway, you can pick either one of them, and then you can follow all the tutorial. And this Redux is a state management tool, which very compatible with React. They both use together most often. Of course, you can build React applications without Redux, but Redux is very comes in handy when you build a very big applications, because it handles the state very well, and then you know where to update, where to get the data. About the data visualization certification, this part is depends on the project, or depends on if your project doesn't require anything about the data visualization. You don't have to pick up these skills, but for some people who really enjoy visualize the data in a very beautiful way. For me, I'm kind of like a big fan of data visualization, and then you can spend some time on it. But for most projects, maybe you never use it. Just be sure, if you like it, you enjoy it, you can learn. It doesn't hurt. And for API and Microservice Certification, and this part is about a little bit after this section, you build a small full stack web applications, because now you will understand how to write the server part code, and you use Node and Express. Express is like a sugar for Node. Express is a much easier, much intuitive way to write the code to read the HTTP requests. And MongoDB is a database. And about the information security part, this part is normally Google, but normal IT companies, they have a team, a complete team, and then as a developer, you you just focus on your own part, and then you don't have to worry too much about this part. And there are some other specialists take care of this part. And the last one is a coding interview preparation. And then, yeah, like I said, if you still have time and then not very rushing to land a job, you can spend 1 or 2 weeks to study algorithm and data structure to make sure you really understand them. And also there's also some project. So some other people talk about spoon feeding inside a free code camp. I can agree. You can literally see they give you very detailed instruction, and then they tell you which step you should do what. And so it's kind of babysitting, something like that. But I personally think for beginners, especially very, very beginners without any programming experience, it might be not a bad idea to start like this way. And then slowly you build up your confidence, and slowly you know how to programming and how to use your brain and translate your idea to the code. And then just slowly let you go and be independent a bit by bit. Don't rush, and then you eventually know how to be independent, how to know how to learn, instead of one is be consistent. Yeah, make sure you're not someone start coding at the first day and then for 2 hours, and then the second time your coding is 1 month late. This is really, really bad idea. So even you're so busy, but make sure you have a few hours available per day. Or maybe today you're super, super busy, but just code it for half an hour, which is also good. Just keep practice. And as I mentioned, free code camp, they literally show you how to build up your portfolio and every assignment. So, and even you can easily find the solutions online, and you don't even have to do on your own. But this is very, very critical. If you do this way, if you don't think hardly on yourself first, and you will never become a real programmer. So be sure that you're struggling for hours or even several days before you reach up for help. And also finally, something about the quality of code. Nowadays, people talk a lot about clean code, how to write a clean code. Even very experienced developers, sometimes they're also not okay, I can literally write a clean code right away. No, most times it's do lots of refactoring and multiple types. It happens to any developer. And what I'm talking about is as a beginner, you don't have to worry a lot about the best code, how to write the best code, but try to be aware of that. There's always some bad practice and always some good practice. So try to make sure you stay on the track, and don't let the bad habit to stay too long. But not the least, I think if it's possible, try to attend some meetup and try to find some people who similar to you, and then come from different background and now want to switch your career. And then don't be lonely on your own. Sometimes you need some motivation you need share your stories with other peers and then get some other feedback. So anyhow, it helps a lot, and also it can prevent you from depression. And so yeah. Some people ask me like between CS50 and FreeCodeCamp, which one is a better option? Because I took both of them. For me, it's like my personal opinion is if you just want to become a web developer, especially front-end web developer, FreeCodeCamp is kind of like enough. But if you like you want to become a like a very backend developer, and also you're not satisfied with the very basic stuff inside the FreeCodeCamp, you want to really understand the programming, the data structure, how to manage the memory, whatever. You can spend like several months to follow CS50, and I'm pretty sure you will benefit a lot from it, because they have they also has a huge community. They have a Facebook group. You can join them, and you can post your questions whenever you're stuck. So it's also very active community. So yeah.